I'm gonna talk to my ladies and my men that know the importance of balancing that divine masculine and divine femininity. But ladies specifically, one of our greatest assets in business is our divine femininity. And it is not something that I learned until I got to the continent, until I was able to heal myself and heal enough to let my divine femininity come through. And so I talk a lot about healing. It seems to be something that y'all love to hear me speak about. And I'm gonna merge the two because healing is something that I'm so passionate about. It's something that I've seen have an immaculate amount of impact in my life for not only myself, but my children and ultimately my lineage, my ancestral lineage. Healing the divine feminine is the bag. It is going to get you the bag, keep the bag, and provide an abundance for your family. And as we talk a lot about in our communities of abundance and generational wealth, you cannot do that as a woman without embodying the divine feminine in a way that ultimately really is only an asset. It's likely the biggest asset that you'll ever have in your entrepreneurial, your financial journey. And in this video, I want to talk about the financial habits of a divine feminine. So before we start building wealth, let's focus in and hone in on these financial habits that help us as divine feminine. Welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley. On my channel, Ashley in Africa, I talk about living, moving, and doing business here on the continent of Africa. I talk about love, motherhood, entrepreneurship, loving of self first. So first things first, when I talk about love, yes, love in relationships, love as a mother, love of business, my love of my people, okay? But love of self. And as a woman, as a divine feminine, I've been called to share what it means to heal the divine feminine. For so many women that just feel like they want to tap into that more, what does it mean to be a divine feminine? And how do I do that? How do I get there? And I've shared a little bit about that in a previous video that I will link at the end, but also the financial habits of a divine feminine. And I feel that as women, we are innately called to be the stewards of our family. So we may not be the leaders. In fact, that is our men's job to be the leaders of the household, but we are the stewards. We multiply, we grow things. That is our divine feminine nature. And we are the energy that created this world. We are the creators. We create life. We create meals. We create homes. We create the energy that allows families, generations to thrive. And in our ability to do that, we have to share that tool. And I wasn't always in this space. I did not learn this. This is something that I did not learn from my mother or my mother's mother. It's something that I've remembered in my healing work. And so I want to share that with y'all and also recognize I'm still in my work, right? So I am not completely healed. Healing is a journey. It is not a destination, but I felt strong and compelled enough to share this with the women that watch this channel and the men that love women, because the men that watch this channel that love women, because it's something that our community is in need of. As I speak to about 90% of the women that I consult with are deeply struggling with this notion of divine feminine work, but the financial habits of that, and it is literally blocking our abundance in finances, our abundance in love, our abundance in life. And I want to share. So thank you, welcome, and thank you for allowing me to share and to hold space and holding space for me. So the first thing is recognizing our relationship with finances and healing that. So recognizing, do we have a abundance mindset when it comes to money, or a scarcity, fear-based mindset? So do we speak in a way that recognizes that money is easy to come by? Money is accessible. I am constantly being introduced to opportunities that will help me grow my money and attract more money. I'm constantly creating ideas that are going to allow in more money to my life. My money is incrementally growing every day, every year, and money is just flowing easily and frequently to me. Or are we thinking that money is hard work? It's hard to earn money. I'll earn enough when I reach this point, or that is not enough for me to be able to make a move, or I don't know where I'm gonna get my money from. I don't know where I'm gonna get this, but I'm gonna get it somehow through my hard work and dedication, or I'm gonna work 30 years more to be able to receive this money that is promised to me through my pension and retirement. Which one sounds better? Which one feels better? I'm gonna tell you right now, ever since I adopted the mantra, money comes easily and frequently to me, I've never had money problems. I may have thought about money with a little worry, but I check myself quickly because I know that for a fact. Money comes easily and frequently. I attract abundance in all ways, all ways. Let me repeat that. I attract abundance in all ways, all ways. And the way that you feel when you say that, I can just imagine a little check coming in right now from Amazon or something that I did a year ago, right? That mindset is a divine feminine quality, because abundance is a divine feminine quality. We create, we birth, we renew, we regenerate as abundant women, as divine feminine people. And so stepping into that first, that mindset of abundance and recognizing your mindset around finances is key. I can't change that for you. I can only provide the words and maybe do Google search, do a YouTube search on abundance thinking, mindset shifting. That will really help you. And honestly, it's repetitive repetition. It's repetition that is going to shift your subconscious into believing and knowing that you are a product of abundance and that you produce abundance, right? So that's number one, pretty much the overarching necessity is the overarching necessity of what it means to embody divine feminine qualities and develop these financial habits that we're talking about, okay? So qualities of the divine feminine are the 7 qualities, or 8, these 8 qualities, and 8, again, infinite number, creative, creation. There is spiritual significance to the number 8, and there are 8 qualities. There are more qualities of the divine feminine, but I'm just going to share 8. The first one is intuitive. That intuition, when we talk about the female intuition, that is a divine feminine quality. Men have intuition too, but not like women. When we really tap into it, it will lead us, it will protect us. So we have to start listening to that intuition, number 1. Number 2, heart-centered, doing everything with love. Everything. I'll share a personal story. When I started moving in love in the way that I'm spending my money, am I blessing somebody or am I feeding myself, right? Is this something that I want because I want it and I want it now? Or am I spending my money in a way that is going to bless someone else? And so how I spend my money now in a flow is I'm thinking about that. Yes, I have necessities, and yes, there are things that I need. And sometimes I do have to make purchases that I want or that I need that don't have an end result to my true value system, but I do less of that. And I mean less of that. But the majority of how I spend my money is heart-centered. The next is compassion. So this goes without saying. I mean, compassion in the way that we think and the way that we use, the way we utilize money and ourselves, right? Like that is a divine feminine quality, being compassionate, wise, wisdom, using wisdom, boundaries, parameters, setting limits, using your past as a guide to not repeat the same mistakes, whether in relationship or in money. Wisdom is a divine feminine quality. When we think of wisdom, we think of who or what? I think of an older woman sitting, telling me stories, right, that I need to listen to. Her wisdom is what I heed to in order to guide me in next steps. So wisdom is a huge divine feminine characteristic, and especially in money. Accepting. So being willing to accept. This is specifically help. I know so many women, I used to be one of them, that did not know how to accept help. Now I accept all the help. You want to do something for me? Sure. And thank you. You want to do something for me? Please. And thank you. I was at the grocery store yesterday and a gentleman said, may I help you? Yes, you may. And then when I got home, I asked the gentleman, can you please help? May you help us? Help me. Like, accepting and help is a strength. And so many women, we struggle with this. Why? Because we've been told to be hard. We've been told to be independent. We've been told to be self-sufficient. And while many of these things are required in our survival, we think, right? We think. And in environments, some environments, yeah, I can imagine, you know, being a mother in America right now and not being some of those things. But I don't know, there's something about the divine that when you allow in help and you share that you need help, you get what you need by being accepting it in. Hey, I need to accept the situation that I'm in. And if I need help, I need to be able to share that I need help. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you struggle with accepting help specifically? I know many of the women that I talk to do. Many of the women in my family definitely do. And it is just a divine feminine quality. I'm so grateful that I'm learning. Being forgiving. That's a hard one for some of us. It's been a hard one for me at many times, but the forgiveness, that cliche that they say forgiveness is for yourself and then the next person, it really is. Because when you forgive, you can let it go and you can let in other things. So forgiveness is like, it's like the antidote, right? To like the sickness that's sitting in you when you are harboring resentment or pain or anger against someone else. Forgiveness just washes it away. Is it easy? Do you forget? No, you don't forget. And with forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, but that's another video. But forgiveness is a divine feminine trait. And forgiving yourself for believing you should have known better when you didn't have the tools in your money. You know, I hear a lot of people that get older and in their retirement age and they're, you know, so wrapped up in what they didn't do early on. And you have to forgive yourself to let in abundance because money is infinite. There is so much money out here. You can get it and you will be provided for when you know that for a fact, when that is what you live by. So what you did in the past, yes, we all have made mistakes, but forgiving yourself for believing you should have known better when you didn't know how is the key to moving forward. And so it is a quality of the divine feminine in your finances, being collaborative. Believing that you have to do it all by yourself, again, is that like masculine thing that doesn't work for us. And I'm finding that being collaborative in business is a bit hard. It is a bit challenging in our community because, you know, trust is a big issue in our community as well. But I find that when I am collaborative and when I share and I talk and I offer collaboration, you know, for myself and between others, I find we find great success. And so that is something that I am building now. Many of you have commented you're not being able to access that on ashleyinafrica.com, where we are building a mastermind. This is going to be a collaborative group of like-minded people that have an interest in being expats in Africa, that have an interest in being expats in Africa, that are from wherever they're from, but have an interest in expat life in Africa. And in this mastermind, we're gonna talk about strategies of being successful as expats in Africa and also business ideas. And so that collaborative nature is it's something that is very valuable, and I've always recognized its value. Doesn't mean that it hasn't been challenging, but we're doing that. I'm building that. I'm going to spearhead that, because not only do I recognize the value in it, I also recognize the abundance that is brought in, the innovation that happens, the breakthroughs that happen when you are in collaborative environments. And then the last thing is reflective. When you can be a person that not only stays in the past, right? It's reflecting. Nobody stares in the mirror all day, every day, but when you can reflect on something, you oftentimes have an ability to take what has worked and leave what has not. And that nature of being reflective and being able to transition from the past to the present is a beautifully divine feminine quality that will help you in your finances, and allow you to do better, right, with what you know now versus what you knew then. So forgiving yourself and reflecting, okay, when I did this wasn't a good thing, or this didn't help, so now I'm gonna do this. And that shows up so many different ways in my life now. It shows up in a lot of ways that I'm learning, and I'm continuing to financially educate myself. And it's something that I recommend that you bring into your practice as you develop these financial habits of the divine feminine. Without values, without goals, nothing really can get accomplished. And those values and goals are key. And a part of those values and goals is embodying the things that are going to help you and assist you in pursuing them. And so these 8 qualities of the divine feminine for women specifically is what I feel will get us to that next level. And also for men that love women, sharing these tools with them and embodying some of them in your own practices as well. A successful, I don't know, there is success in balancing, and in fact it's really required knowing how to balance his divine feminine and divine masculine energy. But I don't know, it's just something about the divine feminine that is unmatched. And as a woman, especially in the times we're in right now, the divine feminine is being positioned to lead. We're seeing it more and more in countries where the divine feminine, specifically the African originated divine feminine, is doing phenomenal things, is doing breakthrough things. And as a divine feminine of myself, as I say that, I mean, I'm doing some pretty groundbreaking things that I never thought I would do until I stepped into this divine feminine. So I hope that was helpful. Please be sure to let me know in the comments how you feel about some of these things that I've shared. What are some of your struggles? What are some of the things that you recognize that since you've adopted, you've invited in, that abundance that I shared? So if you have an interest in working deeper and potentially growing your business to the continent, or seeking and understanding how you can shift your abundance globally, I'd love to work with you. Please connect with me via the links below. You can access some of my content on ashleyinafrica.com that is specifically geared towards doing this work, the journals that I've created, the courses that I've created for you, divine feminine woman. I'd love to connect and support you on your journey. So until the next video, I'll see you soon.